Welcome to the Installation and Instances module. This table summarizes the topics discussed in this course and shows approximately how long each module takes to complete. It may take you more or less time to complete the modules, depending on your learning style and level of experience with the topics. Installation and Instances is the second module of this course. In this module, you will learn about TC Server runtime installation process and creation, and maintenance of instances. You will first learn about the location from which you can download the server. TC Server is freely available for evaluation from the VMware website. TC Server Developer Edition is free of charge. It includes Spring Insight Developer, which is a profiling tool for applications that use the Spring framework for Java. It includes a runtime environment that should only be used on development platforms. TC Server Standard Edition is a commercial product, which has been designed to run in production. It contains the TC runtime scripts to easily create and start TC runtime instances and templates, which in turn quickly create specific types of TC runtime instances. Now that you have learned about the features of the different editions, you can choose the best option for you based on your requirement. In the next screen, you will learn about the installation scenarios for TC Server. There are three main installation scenarios: minimal installation scenario, small distributed installation, and large distributed installation. The minimal installation occurs when only a small installation of one instance takes place. In this case, all components are installed on one physical machine. We will now talk about a scenario that is more realistic than the small installation scenario. A more realistic installation scenario is a small distributed installation. It is typically a very large monitoring network with a lot of potential. In this process, the Hyperic agent is coupled to each physical machine, whereas the Hyperic server is installed on a separate physical machine. The most common installation scenario is a large distributed installation. In this scenario, you can have the Hyperic server on one computer, but can install TC runtime on numerous computers. You can also use different platforms, such as Unix or Windows, to install TC runtime instances. In such a case, however, a Hyperic agent must be installed on each managed node that hosts the TC runtime instances. In the next screen, you will learn about the dependencies and requirements for installation. TC Server does not come bundled with Java Development Kit, or JDK, or Java Runtime Environment, or JRE. So, before you install TC Server, you must download and install a JDK or JRE on all systems where you are planning to install TC Runtime. In the case of Hyperic installations, JDK or JRE requirements depend on whether you are installing the platform-specific or platform-neutral version. So, before you install components such as Hyperic or TC Runtime, install JDK or JRE, and then set the Java home variable to point to your JDK or JRE installation home directory. Now you will learn about the installation process. A standard installation has several steps. First, you must download TC Server and install it. After TC Server is installed, you must create a new TC Server runtime instance and then start it. Now, to manage and monitor this instance, you must download and install Hyperic. So you download Hyperic Server and install it on the same server, or a different server, according to your requirement. Next, install the Hyperic agent on the server on which TC Runtime was installed. When the installation of Hyperic agent and server is complete, you can start both of them to start monitoring. In the next section, you will learn about creating instances. A TC runtime instance is 100% compatible with Apache Tomcat. When you create a new instance, it will inherit the configuration parameters from binary installation by default. You can, however, override them by specifying your own parameters when creating an instance. Configuration of the instance can also be changed after creation. TC Server allows you to create either many TC runtime instances on the same physical machine, or distribute them on many physical machines, where they can still be grouped together and managed together. TC Server offers two layouts to create new instances: separate layout and combined layout. The default layout is separate layout. We will talk about layouts later in this module. A default instance of TC Runtime uses Apache Tomcat default ports. The ports and their default values are shown on screen. TC Runtime listens for HTTP requests on port 8080. JMX is configured on port 6969. AJP, or Apache JServe protocol, runs on port 8009. Shutdown port is -1. You can use TC runtime-instance create command to create new instances. This command can be found in the TC Server installation directory. To use this command, you must open Command Prompt and either change your working directory to the TC Server installation directory or provide the absolute path of the command on the command line. You will see the TC runtime-instance commands here. If you are using Windows environment, you must use BAT files, and if you are using a Unix-based environment, you must use SH files. To execute TC runtime-instance command, you must specify a name for the new TC runtime instance directly. When you create a new instance and you do not specify the template option to apply one or more specific templates, the TC runtime instance scripts creates a basic TC runtime instance with the default template. You can use different switches to specify different options, such as Java home directory, templates, and so on. When specifying the most common options, you can use either the abbreviated name, such as I, or the expanded name, such as instance directory. Please note that less common options support only the long form.